Alright, everyone, welcome back to a brand new podcast at Middle School Career Readiness. The title of the podcast is going to be Badge and Bureau. We're going to be talking about different law enforcement agencies throughout the United States from city to federal level, including military law enforcement as well. This is episode 1. It's going to be Understanding Law Enforcement Agencies. I'm your host, Riley Rucker, as I already said, Badge and Bureau podcast. We're going to be diving deep into the world of law enforcement agencies, how they operate, what they do, critical roles they play in keeping our communities safe. Today we're going to be starting with the basics, the difference and similarities between federal, state, county, and municipal law enforcement agencies. Law enforcement agencies in the United States is structured into 4 main levels, as I already said: federal, state, county, and municipal. Each level has their own jurisdiction, responsibilities, specialized duties, and they all share one common goal, which is to uphold the law and protect the citizens. There are federal agencies such as FBI, the DEA, U.S. Marshal Service, and they operate under the authority of the federal government and have nationwide jurisdiction. So all the way from Washington, D.C. to Alaska, right? Their primary focus is on crimes that cross state lines. So if you have someone from New Mexico who commits a crime and then goes to Nevada that commits a crime and then goes to a different state, is going to more than likely be investigated by a federal over those different states or the different county law enforcements or even different city law enforcements. They, instead of having multiple agencies work together, they just combine it and have a federal law enforcement agency work on it. Or things that impact national security. So things such as terrorism, drug trafficking, and cybercrime. They often work with state and local agencies to tackle large-scale investigations. Federal law enforcement is also responsible for enforcing laws on federal property and protecting key officials. So like United States Secret Service, they're a federal law enforcement agency. U.S. Marshal Service also protects prisoners and witnesses and other key officials. And then federal property. So like the U.S. Capitol Police, they are a federal law enforcement agency, and they are tasked with protecting the Capitol building. So state law enforcement agencies, the next segment, they, like state police or highway patrol, they oversee law enforcement across entire states. So, for example, in Texas, from Brownsville, the southernmost city, all the way up to whatever the northernmost city is, let's say Lubbock. State police has jurisdiction all the way over there. And even if it's highway patrol, they can still pull anyone over anywhere in the state and have jurisdiction everywhere in the state. Their responsibilities include highway safety, criminal investigations, and supporting local law enforcement agencies in investigations and large-scale operations. In some states, the State Bureau of Investigation functions similarly to the FBI, but with a state-level jurisdiction. Now we have county, which is often your sheriff's departments. They are responsible for law enforcement within counties and unincorporated areas. So like if you have county roads, park roads, areas that aren't incorporated into a city, spaces in between two cities that aren't incorporated into one, they will more than likely be patrolled by county law enforcement. They manage jails, provide court security, and they patrol areas, like I said, that aren't incorporated into cities and aren't patrolled by police forces. And most people think that they don't have jurisdiction inside of an actual city. They do. Sometimes they will call the city law enforcement just so that um, there is a city law enforcement present during their traffic stop, but most of the time, sheriffs do have jurisdiction inside a city's jurisdiction. Unlike chiefs or chief of police, sheriffs are usually elected officials, which gives them more of a connection to the community because, let's say you're police chief, you don't get to choose who your police chief is. They work their way to that position, whereas a sheriff, you elect them every year. Municipal law enforcement. That's the base level law enforcement you can have. That consists of city or town police departments. These agencies handle local crime, traffic enforcement, and community policing efforts. So, police connecting with the community, showing that they're not there to scare people off or to hurt people. They're there to protect the community. They respond to emergency calls as well, so medical calls, stuff like that. Police are given an extent of medical training, but oftentimes they are not going to be EMT or paramedic trained. Sometimes they are, and that's a good thing to have on a medical call, but most of the time, car crashes, medical calls, police are going to get there first, and then the EMTs are going to get there next. They conduct investigations and maintain order within their specific jurisdictions. Municipal police departments often collaborate with county, state, and federal agencies for larger operations. So if you have a federal operation or even a state operation going on that includes that city in that operation, they'll often work with those law enforcement agencies. Despite their differences, all of these four levels of law enforcement all work together through task force, information sharing, and joint operations. While federal agencies handle crimes of national importance, state, county, and municipal agencies play essential roles in the day-to-day public safety, ensuring laws are enforced at every level of society. That's it for today's episode of Badge and Barrel. Stay tuned for our next video. We'll be going through the various levels of law enforcement agency, or federal law enforcement agencies, and what they do. Don't forget to subscribe and follow for more. We have podcasts, products, reviews, and interviews. And if you would like to donate to help more videos like these become possible, there will be Cash App link in the description, and there also will be an affiliate link to Refuge Medical. If you purchase from there, you get 10% off your order, and that 10% goes to me to help me in and making more videos like these, purchasing cameras, subscriptions, all the things I need to give you this information, to give people, to encourage people to go into public safety careers and give them information like this podcast. So that's the end, and stay safe.